Thank you, everybody. I think people are coming in the room. Just want to give an update on the snow. We have 6 to 8 inches of snow in the city of Boston today. The transition now from snow to rain is happening. We have high winds and low visibility. The storm is going to continue with high winds, with sleet, rain until 10 o'clock tonight. And we're expecting some rain and slush overnight into evening, freezing into the night. The city of Boston went into a snow emergency this morning at 7 a.m. and tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. we will lift the snow emergency ban in the city of Boston. Compliance has been fairly strong in the city, so I want to thank all of the residents who helped us today by getting your cars off the street. I also want to thank the public, the corporation, for staying off the roads today. Traffic was at a minimal this morning, and it still continues to be at a minimal right now. So we're asking you to stay in your home for the next until tomorrow morning if you can. It's still dangerous out there. This is gonna freeze up now, and we're gonna be out there doing our road work. We have 750 pieces of equipment on the street. At our peak, we had 800. We'll probably have 800 again in the next hour or so out there. We've put down about 4,000 tons of salt before dawn, and we have plenty of salts left for tonight and a potential storm over the weekend, so we're in good shape there. The focus right now for all of us is cleaning the main arteries, responding to public safety requests, and plowing and salting all of the streets in the city of Boston. We're also responding to downed tree limbs and power lines. We're working in collaboration with Eversource, the Boston Fire Department, Boston Police Department. According to Eversource, the power outages reported, we had a total so far in the city of 1,450 customers in total losing power. The latest info is that 700 of those customers still do not have power in their home, and we're working very closely with Eversource to restore all the power here in the city. If you have any down power lines, we're asking people do not go near them. If you have a down tree and there's a power line entangled, do not go near them. You can call Eversource at 800-592-2000, or just simply call 311 here, and then we'll also work with the fire department to make sure they get out. You can call 911 as well, but we do not go near down power lines. It's too dangerous, and if you have kids outside and there's down power lines on the street, I would suggest that you get them away from the down power lines. For tomorrow, schools will be closed in the city of Boston tomorrow from an abundance of caution around icy roads and walkways. And we feel that the streets will be open, the emergency ban will be lifted, there will be normal traffic tomorrow, but we want to make sure with the freezing temperatures tonight, I would rather be on the side of caution than put our kids in harm's way. All other city offices will be open tomorrow. It's a full day of work in the city, so you'll be able to resume back to working with any city department that you want to come into. Trash and recycling is on a regular schedule, so it will be picked up tomorrow. And street sweeping is canceled for tomorrow because of the fact that we're going to be in a cleanup mode tomorrow. We're asking all residents to, after the storm stops, shovel your sidewalks, salt your sidewalks. We ask you not to put snow in the street. If you do that and we see that, there will be a violation. So we're asking you not to throw snow in the street. We're asking all people also to check the hydrants and clear a pathway around the hydrants, any catch basins on the street, handicap parking spaces or handicap ramps and curbs. We're asking if you live on a corner of a street, if you could clear those out, or if you live on a street, you can help your neighbors clear those places out so people can get around the city of Boston in a safe manner. I also want to suggest to everyone, be very careful as you're shoveling. This snow is very heavy, and it's bad on the heart, so take your time when you're shoveling. Don't rush and just go through there in a nice, steady manner. We are asking people also to check on their elderly residents and neighbors and vulnerable neighbors, especially on their sidewalks and their streets. It's going to be icy, so we want to make sure we clear a path for the seniors so that as they're coming out of their home, they're not walking on icy sidewalks and stairs. Our homeless partners and our shelters are going to remain open all day today, and they're going to continue to remain open tomorrow and for the foreseeable future for 24 hours. We're asking you, residents, if you see anyone out in the street, if you're out there and about and you see a homeless person that looks like they're in need, call 911. Again, last storm we had several calls, so I want to thank the residents for keeping an eye out for our homeless residents to make sure that we can get them into a shelter, into a safe place. The outlook is we're going to have more freezing temperatures this week and a possible another storm this weekend. We'll ask you to pay attention to the forecast as we move forward here. But we're going to be cleaning up the streets the next couple of days, just so in case we do get hit with another storm, we won't be like a couple of years ago. For any information, you can go to boston.gov/winter. For non-emergency questions, we're asking you to use the 311 app. You can call up 311. Our average speed for 311 for answers is 5 seconds, and 98.4% of the people calling in are answered within 30 seconds. So we have a good team up there, and they're working very diligently to make sure that we get any requests, any calls that come in and concerns people have. And as always, any emergencies, we're asking you to call 911. Don't call 311, just call right to 911. Our police department has been giving some medical personnel some rides today to hospitals. And we're asking if you have an emergency situation and you need a ride, if you call 311, we can patch you into the police department and they can help with rides. So we can't do it for everyone in the city, but in an emergency situation. And any questions?
What led you to close schools for tomorrow but not city offices?
Kids. I don't want the kids, the young children and kids walking around on icy streets, icy sidewalks that might not be shoveled. You get concerned. You know, kids wait at bus stops, and kids are kids, and I don't want them to put themselves in a harm's way in situation where there's ice out there, and God forbid, if the roads, we should be down to bare pavement tomorrow, but again, I'm not going to risk having yellow school buses on the roads with potential ice in the morning. It's just too dangerous.
What's the biggest concern as you head into the evening hours?
The ice and the heavy snow. Worried about down power lines and worried about people driving on these roads right now. You know, they're tricky. You might think that you can pass on them and you might not see the ice under there, but if the weather continues to go down, you're going to have black ice out there and you could have a very bad situation. I've been watching the news on TV all day, and there's been a lot of, in different parts of the country where this storm has gone through, there's been a lot of accidents, and you just want to stay off the roads if you can. It's just not worth it.
How about the power outages situation here in Boston? How does this stack up to any previous storms or anything?
You know, we certainly don't see the same type of power outages as we see down the Cape and other parts of the Commonwealth. But you know, 1,450 is a pretty large number considering usually we don't see that in Boston, and I'm expecting that number to go up a little more today because of the heavy snow that's being fallen now. And you have snow on trees and you have ice on trees, and eventually some of those trees are going to come down. So I'm expecting to see some more of that. Eversource has been great responding to the outages, but we've got to stay on top of it.
Future school days being canceled, that require extending school?
No, I think we're right around, I think we might have, tomorrow we'll make it 5. I think we're right around that 5 number. I think if we cancel one more day, that's when we go over the number. So we have an allotment every year. I think it's about 5-day cushion, and we're at that 5-day cushion now. So that's another, I mean, again, I'm going to always go on the side of caution than put our kids in harm's way.
And you were talking about accidents. Do you have any rough rundown on how many accidents you've seen in the city today and the severity of them?
No.
We haven't had that many at all. I think, like the mayor asked people to not be on the roads, other than a sliding off the road. We don't see a lot of actual accidents at all. So like the mayor said, we just want to thank everyone. So minimum accidents, but we are seeing a few.
And we got out there early this morning. We pre-treated the roads pretty good this morning. These 4,000 tons of salt. So that really kept the roads for cars to be able to drive on them. Now what you're seeing is the plows have taken that salt away, and you see some slush out there, and as the temperature drops, it'll freeze. So once this stops, we'll get back out there with salt again.
You talked about the budget yesterday. You thought that this phone would still fall in under the current snow budget. Do you think that's the case?
I have no idea. I think it will. I mean, we don't really know till about a week afterwards because of the amount of private contractors that we had to use on the streets and stuff like that. So we won't have an accurate number probably for about a week, but we'll have an accurate number. This is not certainly, you know, this isn't what we expected. We expected almost 18 inches of snow, so it takes a little bit of less wear and tear on the trucks than that we have out there. So we're still going to use a large number of private contractors, but we'll have some money left over after this, I hope.
So far, has the storm been less challenging to deal with than you initially thought it was going to be?
No, I think that we have less snow on the ground, but the conditions are as bad as we have more snow. I mean, the wind and the gusts and the snow hasn't stopped, so we're not getting the accumulation we thought we were going to have, but the conditions are as if we're getting 20 inches of snow. It's still a difficult snow. As we look out the window right now, it's still coming down sideways, so it's still a dangerous storm. Is that it?
Any
guys gotta go back outside? There is pizza upstairs, we'll get it for you. All right, well, thank you very much. Is there pizza too?